These events have terrified, have tortured, have destroyed me. I was especially fond of animals and was indulged by my parents with a great variety of pets. Pluto, this was the cat's name, our friendship lasted for several years. I grew, day by day, more moody. I ill-used them. Alcohol, for what disease is like alcohol? At my violence, I seized him. The fury of a demon instantly possessed me. I grasped. I cut. I blush. I burn. I shudder. I penned the damnable atrocity, presented the socket of the lost eye, perverseness. One morning, in cold blood, I slipped a noose about its neck and hung it to the limb of a tree. The destruction was complete. My attention was suddenly drawn to some black object. It was a black cat, a very large one. To offer violence, it urged me to continue to do wrong for the wrong's sake only. Injury I had inflicted hung it to the limb of the tree.
On the night of day, I was aroused from sleep. Flames. The whole house was flaming. I loathed and dreaded, and would have rid myself of the monster had I dared. Gallows. Evil thoughts became my sole intimates. The moodiness of usual temper increased to hatred of all those things and all those of mankind. Uplifting an axe, I aimed a blow at the animal, but this blow was arrested by the hand of my wife. Alcohol. I buried the axe in her brain. She fell dead upon the spot with a groan. My happiness was supreme. I thought of cutting the corpse into minute fragments. Maybe dig a grave for it in the floor of the cellar, casting it to the well of the yard, packing it in a box as merchandise, and getting a porter to take it from the house. I will walling up the cellar. When I had finished, I felt satisfied that all was right. The wall did not present the slightest appearance of having been disturbed. Here at last, then, my labor had not been in vain. My next step was to look for the beast. The guilt of darkness disturbed me but little.
A party of the police came, very unexpectedly. The police were thoroughly satisfied and prepared to depart. I quivered, not a muscle. My heart beat calmly. Gentlemen, these walls are solidly put together. Swooning, I staggered to the opposite wall, half of horror and half of triumph. The corpse, greatly decayed and clotted with gore. Upon its head sat the hideous beast, the black cat.
O'Brien, and this is Emma Block. We've been given the assignment of discovering the true causes of Edgar Allan Poe's death. Some say he committed suicide, others say it was murder. Some even say it was rabies. Poe had a small funeral on the spot we visited earlier. On October 3rd, 1849, Poe was found delirious on the streets of Baltimore by Joseph Walker. He took Poe to a hospital, where he died 4 days later. The reason for his craziness were never known because Poe was not capable at this time. The last information about Poe's death was left behind by a doctor who many say his credibility was questionable. Not many attended his funeral.
Edgar Allan Poe was a popular short story writer best known for his work, The Raven. Although he was a legend, he ended with a bitter heart and a poor spirit. His popularity stuck with him, yet he wasn't satisfied.
Poe's life was never easy. Both his parents died when he was young. His adopted parents refused to accept him, and following that rough beginning, he realized life would never be fair. He went to UVA with a bunch of rich kids. They weren't even smart, they just had money, while Poe proved his smarts to his peers and teachers. Even though he continuously proved himself through his studies, he failed to keep up with his tuition. He spent his afternoons studying in his rooms, and burning his own furniture to keep warm. His income issues got worse as he explored the world of gambling. He was never lucky, even in the game of love. His heart was always broken, his fiancée left him for another man, and his new wife, Virginia, died young. He never thought he would love again, so he died alone. These events inspired his dark and gruesome short stories.
You can't really understand Poe until you read his stories. Yeah, you can read his biographies about him, but you will never fathom what he has been through until you read one of his works. You can also watch the adaptations of the story like The Manic and Tales of Terror apprehend Poe's work.
We're here today to see if we can summon the spirit of Edgar Allan Poe and find out the cause of his death.
It is a known legend that if you want to summon Edgar Allan Poe, you read a poem at 11:28 on a Thursday night. It's 11:28 now. Jackie will read the poem for us.
The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? Edgar Allan Poe.
It just got cold all of a sudden. Did you feel that?
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna video what's happening when we summon his ghost. It's supposed to appear around 12, and it's about 5 minutes to 12 right now. We'll make sure this video diary gets out to everyone so you can all see how this goes down.
I'll show it from a better angle.
Riley will get some farther angles so you can see everything we see. Okay? Okay, so here's the beginning. It's 12 now. We'll see if anything happens. Edgar Allan Poe. You
Whoa.
coming?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Is it you?
Do you see that?
Yeah, did you see that?
Oh my gosh, do you hear that?
Start. Oh my god, I thought he was just in here. Do you hear this?
You hear that?
Steps?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's weird. That banging.
Wow. I think he's walking above us.
Do you think he hears us?
Do you hear us? Edgar Allan Poe? This is getting a little creepy. So, he was just above us.
Do you hear that?
Are you in there? So, we're pretty sure he's here now. We've gotten a lot of signs from him. It's probably a pretty good time to start trying to communicate with him and ask him some questions.
About his death. Whoa.
And, I mean, maybe he doesn't want us to communicate with him. I mean, let's give it a shot. Okay, so,
We have a few questions for him. If you're here, please respond.
okay, so, let's continue.
Do you think there's a purpose of life without love?
Oh my god.
We can't just split up.
Pretty funny. Okay, well, I think that worked. We seem to be able to contact him. We got some pretty good information today.
Evidence.
Yeah, good evidence. I'm glad you guys could see it on our video.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Also, if any of you guys had any other questions you'd like to ask him,
Contact us.
you contact us. We'll see if they're worthy, and then we can try to summon him again to see if we can get some more answers out of him. But other than that, thank you. Here's our vigil from him.